Hi guys, today I'm here to chat about my experience shopping from Zaful. I don't know about you, but I always get the ads and I am always tempted. I was going to Mexico back in February, so I decided to place an order, and I actually wanted to get this video up a lot earlier than I did, but when I was in Mexico, I got eaten alive by mosquitoes. My skin always reacts so strong, and my body is now covered in scars. So I was trying to wait for the scars to disappear to do the try-on portion of this video. That has not come. If you have any tips, leave them down below. But firstly, I'm gonna do a little run through on my actual shopping experience, and then the try-on portion will come. So I will have timestamps down below, and let's go ahead and get started. So when it comes to bathing suits, I definitely like to get new suits for a trip. I take a lot of Instagram photos. Sometimes I will do swimsuit lookbooks. And in general, I feel like on YouTube, there's a lack of different body types. So I always like to try and just represent another body type. So that is why I'm always on the hunt for finding new bathing suits. I have recently lost 25 pounds, which is super exciting. I'll link my What I Eat in a Days down below. I might as well plug that. But I just started wearing two pieces again, but I still love a one-piece bathing suit. I think they can be so sexy, so flattering, and there's so many good options out there. So like I said, I always get a ton of ads for Zaful, and I really wanted to try it out. I've seen both good and bad. I've reviewed Shein before. I've also done Fashion Nova, Boohoo. So I decided to take the chance and order a few bathing suits. I gave myself a month for them to arrive, or just under a month, I think it was. And my biggest issue, let me say this right now, was the fact that it shipped in two separate orders. While that is not the end of the world, as a Canadian, that meant I paid customs twice. And I understand. Customs are the name of the game when you're Canadian. It's something you have to expect sometimes, or at least be aware that it happens. And I don't know all the rules, and it really depends person to person. You're really gonna have a different experience. For me, it's, you know, it is what it is, and some brands do a better job covering it on their end, which I really appreciate and makes me want to shop with them more. But I paid customs twice, and I do a lot of online shopping. I pretty much exclusively buy everything from hair, makeup, skincare, home decor, groceries. I buy everything online, so I'm not new to this game. I don't think anybody is at this point. And the fact that I had to pay customs twice because they wanted to get the clothing to me faster is BS, in my opinion. That is something that I should opt into. You know, when you're on Amazon and it says, you know, ship in separate orders, that way you get certain things faster. Or I know Walmart, a lot of the time, if you order, sometimes they'll ship in separate orders, but it's shipping out of Canada. So I don't need to worry about it. It's more wasteful. I would just ship it all in one. That's fine. But I did not opt into this. Of course, it's somewhere in their terms and conditions, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here, but I feel like that's something I should have been notified of, especially if I had the potential to incur customs. So I paid, I think, $27 on my first order, or whatever it was. Either way, I paid $27 on one chunk, $40 on the other chunk, which ends up being $67 extra in terms of what I paid. The reason I'm shopping from Zaful is for it to be more affordable option. I love to find good, affordable bathing suits, especially because I don't really wear them that many times. I'm not looking for something to last me a lifetime to pass down to my grandchildren. Maybe I should be, but in general, I buy my bathing suits from Forever 21 is the first place I go because the shipping is good, the quality is good, I know my size, and I've had amazing experiences. So I will link to my swimsuit lookbooks down below. Secondly, Fashion Nova, great experiences there. I've ordered from Fashion Nova probably 6 or 7 times, maybe paid customs I think only one time, and then I also ordered some suits from Boohoo and had a great experience there. So the fact that I had to pay customs twice was really annoying. I don't think I paid, did I pay shipping? Let me just check here. So I did have a coupon code. Keep that in mind. There's always coupon codes, and sign up for Ebates. Right now, looking on the website, it is 5% cash back. So that's another way to save a little bit of money. I didn't pay anything in delivery. I did pay $3.98 in insurance, American. And on top of that, when I was on the website, it says pick your country, pick your currency. I picked Canadian, but I was still charged in American. I don't think, like, just looking there was one suit that was like $22 Canadian, and then it came out to $14 American, but just something to keep in mind depending on the conversion. I don't really like that. If I select Canadian, I want to pay in Canadian. If I select American, I want to pay in American. I could have like stopped at the checkout there, but you know, that it is what it is. As for shipping time, it did arrive in time, which I do appreciate. Didn't get lost in the mail. The tracking was okay. It's coming from quite far away, so I understand that there's going to be delays and whatnot, but I did get it in under a month, which again, as a Canadian, you kind of come to expect the worst. So that was fine, but my big issue was really the customs. So I contacted them and they kind of gave me the spiel like, oh, we wanted to get it to you faster and here's the link to our terms of service or whatever it is. And I'm like, yeah, that's all fine and well, but I do a lot of online shopping and I don't find this to be acceptable. And they offered me a 10% off coupon and I'm like, I don't want 10% off. You can find, I found like a 15% off coupon, which will give me more money off. And on top of that, I don't plan on shopping from your website again. I did mention that I do have a YouTube channel. I didn't mention it initially, but I just wanted to drive home the fact that I will not be shopping from them again, and that whether I will or not, I don't know, and that I have a YouTube channel and I plan on saying something. That is when they came back to me and said, oh, send us the copies of your receipts, blah, 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 blah. This was right before I went to Mexico and I actually didn't do anything about it. I'm annoyed, and the fact that I don't know if the fact that I had a YouTube channel led them to be like, oh, let's escalate this a little bit higher, or just the fact that I continue to move forward. As always, let me know your experience down below. And let me say, this is not to say like, oh my God, don't ever shop on Zaful. They're the worst, they're horrible, they're evil, nothing like that. But this is just kind of like my experience, especially as a Canadian. It's a little bit tricky. If you are American, I think this could be a little bit easier for you because you don't tend to pay customs. You are paying in USD, which means you're going to be paying less, and you might have a better shipping experience. I will get into the actual quality of the suits shortly, but that was kind of my shipping experience. So it wasn't that it was horrible and you could order to Canada and not pay customs, or it could all show up in one or whatever it might be, but that to me was just a really big turn off because I don't think I've experienced that before. Like, I've experienced customs at the door time and time again. Like I said, I expect it, but to have it in two separate orders and pay $67 in total, like my whole order was $152 USD, which is close to 200 Canadian, plus $67. It's like almost $300 worth of like cheap bathing suits from China. So I'm like, didn't end up being that cheap. That's normally what I spend on like my Forever 21, or I can get a ton of stuff from Forever 21, Fashion Nova, whatever for that, especially because a lot of the suits didn't work out for me. So let's go ahead and get into that part. Let's start with something positive. I did have a couple suits that I did really, really love. I think I got all of these suits in a size large. If you're wondering about my size, in Fashion Nova, currently I'm wearing 11 in their jeans, but their jeans are quite like of an odd fit. I'm like a 28, 29. I'm kind of in a weird place where I've lost some weight. I don't totally know my size. In more like womanly brands, I'm starting to wear mediums again, so it's kind of hard to say. I don't have a particularly large chest, got quite a butt. But yeah, so I really love this. This is the Bandeau Bralette leopard high-waisted, and I don't wear a lot of red. It's probably my least favorite color to wear besides on my lips, but I really, really loved this suit. I like that it has a warm color. I love how high-waisted it is, because although I'm wearing two pieces again, I am not wearing anything that's not high-waisted. Never, 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 probably, no matter how much weight I lose. I just find it to be much more flattering. This suit was super comfortable. It didn't like ride up where it kind of like gives a little bit of butt showage, but nothing crazy, and it didn't like ride it up or do anything weird. The bandeau was super comfortable, it didn't slip down, has a little bit of padding in there, and this was a size large for $14.99. So if I could like walk into a store and purchase this, like I absolutely love it. And again, if you're American, this could be a good deal, but just as a Canadian, be wary, I guess. But this was definitely, I would say, my favorite suit that I bought, especially because it was red and I don't normally wear red, even though I bought two red suits in this order. I was really, really happy with this, and it didn't feel like I wore it a couple times on my trip actually, and it doesn't feel like it's falling apart. It didn't go like see-through or anything, and I really, really liked this suit. So I don't know how much of this is going to be available still, but they have very similar styles on their site. Let's move to a suit that did not go so well. Oddly enough, overall, I enjoyed the two pieces more than I did the one pieces. And for a long time, I pretty much only wore one pieces, and I find them just to be easier, they're more flattering, but for whatever reason, the one piece suits here, I don't know if it's their sizing or I have a kind of a longer torso, they just were not flattering. And like I said, I don't have a very big chest, and I felt like these suits made it look like I had a big saggy but also flat chest. Like, I've never had something make my boobs look worse. Not to say that like my boobs are incredible, but they're just, I don't know, I kind of feel neutral about my boobs. I'm like, I'm happy, they're fine, they're whatever. My butt is my asset. But I have never had suits look so bad on my boobs. So this is the high cut plunge neck suit. This is in white, which is risky, but I bought a white strapless swimsuit from Fashion Nova, and it is chef's kiss. It is beautiful. So I wanted to try another white one. I loved that this was plunging. It has the kind of high sides on it, but it made my boobs look so bad. I didn't even wear it on the trip. I tried to take some pictures in it and I was just like, wow, this is a nightmare. It's also a little bit more thin than I would like. The top does have some padding, so it won't go clear on your chest, but I feel like if you were to get this wet on the bottom, it may be more like a posing swimsuit, but I did no posing in this because this was not nice. And this was $14.99. So again, I mean, depending on your budget and stuff, you might be like, Samantha, you spent $14 American on a bathing suit and want a really good deal, but I've spent not that much money on suits before, and I'm not the type of person who spends much money on a bathing suit. Like when I see bathing suits that cost like $200, I'm like, because I like to switch out my suits. If I was gonna wear it all the time, maybe. So this suit was another favorite of mine. This to me kind of feels high-end. It's a little bit different. It's textured. This is the textured plunge high-waisted. Again, in a large. I will have everything listed down below. It came in a burgundy color, which is not generally a type of suit color that I would go for, but I really liked this. It has a little bit thicker sides on it, high-waisted, a little more coverage on the butt. If you have a particularly large chest, I don't think this will be the best route for you to go, and I almost always go strapless because I don't like the tan lines and I just think it's more flattering on my body type, and that's a lot of what bathing suits is finding something flattering for your body type. Like a triangle bikini on me is my literal nightmare, but a style like the first one that I mentioned makes me feel incredible. Or some of the full piece suits that I've worn in the past make me feel so incredible, so pretty, so sexy. And then there's other suits where I'm like, I'm a swamp monster. So it's really about finding, like, for me, strapless with like a high-rise leg on it just is perfect. So this was a little bit of a different style for me, but I really liked it. I like the back that it kind of has like this squareness to it. The texture is really nice on it. It feels like a good material. It feels like it's not going to fall apart. It didn't go see-through. The color was really nice. This one was $18.49 American, but like I said, for a size large, these are not very big, and a lot of the suits you couldn't, I don't think, vary between the top size and the bottom size, which is always a plus. But yeah, I thought this suit was really gorgeous. If you do happen to have a larger bottom and a smaller top, I mean, if you have a large top and you want to wear this, absolutely, by all means, do whatever you want. But I found, like, I definitely felt like there was a little side boob action going on, nothing too extreme. But yeah, this was a really good suit. Oh, I should say my order was $152 American, and I do have a suit here that I'm not showing. It's the lace-up scallop, because that showed up and it wasn't high-waisted, so I gave it to a friend immediately. I didn't even put it on my body. I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. So the next suit I got is the floral leaf print cross. This was in, it says oh yeah, it's a large, but in the color medium sea green. It was $14 American. And again, I thought this was going to be super cute. I love the pattern. I don't generally wear a lot of like kind of bolder patterns on my suit. It looked high-waisted, but again, it just did nothing for my boobs. And I don't need my boobs to look like super high and cleavage. I just don't want them to look like smushed and flat and like something super ill-fitting. And I really felt that way about this suit. And it was just uncomfortable as well. The bottom, I think it might be because my torso is kind of long, perhaps, but again, this suit really disappointed me. I didn't wear it on my trip. That's why I ended up kind of having a few repeats of the other swimsuits I wore, because normally I'll try and wear a different one every day, even though it's excessive, but that's YouTube for you. So yeah, this one again was not good. The belted one shoulder. This was $6.99, and it's a plain high-legged black bathing suit with one strap, a little bit of a belt. What can go wrong? Apparently it was too tight here. So again, my long torso I think came into play, and then again it made me look like flat, but also just, it was really bad. I'm like, this should be a very basic bathing suit, and it just felt really poorly made. Even at all the seams and stuff, it's like it just didn't lay flat. Like I'm no seamstress, but it just has such potential to be like a great simple suit, and it really was ill-fitting. Again, I did not wear this on my trip. I think I tried them on before my trip, but I was kind of like, I'm gonna bring them all anyways and see how I feel while I'm there, maybe if I'm in the mood. And then again, this was one of the quality issues that I had with the suits. It does have a bunch of like kind of strings here as if it's unfinished. Not like it's coming apart necessarily, but it's like they didn't cut it properly or something happened there. It does have the padding in there, but yeah, it was just really, really poor fitting. Like, look how short that is. That feels like very short amount of torso space. And obviously this is like high-waisted, but it still did not give me enough room to fit in there. Oh, and for reference, I'm 5'7", even though it kind of depends on your torso-leg ratio, but I'm 5'7" with a long torso. This did not work. I know I said I don't really wear red, but for some reason, like I said, I bought 2 red bathing suits and they ended up being some of my favorites. This was another one strap. So this one for me, I really loved it. I love the photos that I took in it, but it's not something, and it depends if you're like a beach girl, a swimming person, you're gonna lie by the pool. This is not a swimming swimsuit. Again, similar to the black one that I just mentioned, I did have not major issues like I did with the black one, but the fit of the one strap, again, didn't give me a lot of room to play with, but I did love the way it looked. So if you're just kind of like lounging, it's really beautiful. Similar bottoms to the first one that I mentioned. Where's the top here? Where it's like, it's high-waisted, it has like the nice, I can never see, oh, here we go. High-waisted, super high-waisted, kind of thicker size, and then gives a little bit of bum out the back, but still nothing obscene. I guess it really depends on what you believe is obscene, but for me, I'm generally like a show off the legs and butt over cleavage gal. And this gives like just enough and still tons of coverage on the belly section. I love the shade of this. I like the material. It was really, really comfortable, but not for like swimming, because like the girls would come out for sure. But it was a really beautiful bathing suit and I did really like this one. I had really high hopes for this. This is just a mess. Like, I don't even know. It's in the shade B Yellow, which is gorgeous. It's the backless plunging. First of all, this was one of those suits that it's like you need an engineering degree to get yourself into. Like, every time I put this on, I had to go to the Zaful website to look up my order to see what it was supposed to look like. I won't dock points for that because sometimes that can make it look really good. I will dock points, however, for the fit. Again, same boob thing. Like, it just smushed them, flattened them. It was not good. And then also in terms of quality, it has some of the same issues that the black one strap did, with a little bit of weirdness around the seams. It doesn't feel like it's necessarily going to come apart, but if I was to see that at a store, I wouldn't purchase it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, do you have any more of these? The seam looks kind of weird. So this really, really did not fit well. I don't know if it just doesn't give enough room for boob here. It's like really, really small, and this is a large, which it says is comparable to a US 8, which a US 8 in my opinion is not large. But anyways, that's a story for another day. Really love the color, but hate the fit. And I want to end on a high note. This one is essentially the same fit as the first suit that I mentioned, but it's in a marble, which is so millennial, and I really loved this one. The white I thought was gorgeous, with a little bit of color on my body. The bathing suit bottom gives a little bit more coverage than the red one I just showed. It's like the same fit as the red leopard that I mentioned. I love the pattern on there. I was afraid it was going to look kind of tacky because fake marble can go really, really wrong, but I thought this was super cute. Again, I wore this one multiple times too, and I thought it was really gorgeous. So the suits that I actually wore day to day, I only wore 3 of these. So the first one that I mentioned, the red leopard, the marble, and then also the burgundy textured. The red one strap I really love, but I only took photos in that. Did you also see, I saw recently, I think it was on Twitter or Instagram, I don't know what brand, but this bathing suit that they made was for posing only, because someone wore it in water and it like lost all its color. I'm like, is this really where we're at? Like, is this where we're at? It is where we're at, but anyways, I really love this suit. It also has like a little bit of boning in the side, which makes it more comfortable, same as the first one, and you're getting a little padding in there, which you can take out. It doesn't go see-through. It's good material. I like the marbleness to it, so this was definitely another one of my favorite suits. Another thing I wanted to mention is sunglasses. I actually picked up 2 pairs, and I've been wearing these sunglasses non-stop. I get compliments on them. People ask me like, where did you get those? And I'm like, you know that website Zaful? So these are like, I think 10 bucks. I really like them. So if you are placing an order, take a look at their sunglasses. I'm not ready to buy like real sunglasses. I feel like I'm just gonna lose them and I'm gonna be upset. And then I also picked up these ones, which I thought would be mostly fun for photos, and I thought that these were really cute too. Those were about 10 bucks. And what I do really like actually is that they came with a case, because I don't have a case for like any glasses, so this was really good for travel, and it also comes with like a little wipe as well, so I definitely appreciate that. And then also good for travel but wasteful, but but you can reuse these, are these bags. Every single swimsuit came in this bag, and it has like a reusable closure, so you could take this on your trip with you. You could put like cosmetics and stuff in here, or what I would do is put in like my wetsuit, or you could put in like at the end of the day when you're getting undressed, if you want to put in like socks and underwear to like keep it separate from the clean stuff, you could put that in there. So most of the times when you order online, you get a bag that you just have to rip open, and there's plastic there anyway, so at the very least this is reusable. Probably don't need it at all, but better to have this, something you can reuse, than something that's just going to get thrown straight in the garbage, because I have actually held on to a couple of these for travel. So overall, I mean, like anything, take from this what you want. Some of the suits were great, some of the suits were bad. My biggest issue was the shipping. I don't expect all the suits to be amazing quality and fit me really well, because I am a little bit curvier, and a lot of the time these websites suit people who are much smaller. So definitely something to keep in mind. Purchase at your own, what's the statement I'm looking for? Anyways, it was okay, not great. Probably won't buy from them again. If I do, I will be sure to make sure it ships in only one order. But because I've had great experiences with my suits from Forever 21, Fashion Nova, and Boohoo without having, to deal with $67 frickin' in customs, definitely makes me want to lean towards those brands over this one. I am happy with the suits that I did like, but there were so many that I didn't like, and it ended up being like way more money than I wanted it to be. If all the suits had worked out, I might feel a little bit better about it, but it really ticked me off how many of those full piece swimsuits, which I thought were a safer bet, were just really, really poor fit. But that's for my body, so it's going to be different for everybody. Shipping is going to be different for everybody, but I did just want to let you know my experience, because I had a lot of questions when I picked it up months ago now. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below if you have purchased from them, what your experience was, because it's going to be different for everybody. But just be mindful when you're shopping online and kind of set your expectations. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.